factors on which the resistance of the conducting material is going to depend upon. Already we learned about the factors. What are the factors again? Length, area, nature, temperature. How it is going to depend upon means resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conducting material. That means if the length of the conducting material is high, the resistance also will be high. The length is low, resistance will be low. Let's take two conducting materials are there having the same area of cross section. Let's take this is wire X and this is wire Y. Yeah. Out of these two wires, which wire will have more resistance? Either X or Y. Y will have more resistance. Reason? Length is high. If length is high, resistance also will be high. Now apply the Ohm's law relation and saying through which wire the current can flow easily, either through X or Y. Why? Because here the length is less, so the resistance will be less. Resistance will be less, but the current flow will be high. Whereas here, current flow will be low. So in this conductor, the current flow can happen easily, or more amount of current will passes through which conductor? Through the conductor X. Suppose if they are giving in a form of values, two conductors are there. X is having a length of 5 centimeter and Y is having a length of 10 centimeter. Out of these two wire, through which wire current flow can happen easily? X or Y? X. Why? Because here length is less, resistance also will be less, current flow will be high. Here length is high, resistance will be high, current flow will be less. That means through which wire current flow is happening easily? Through the X wire. Next. The reason is fully given over here. We go to the next. How it is depends upon the area of cross section. Resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So what does mean by inversely proportional means if one quantity is getting increased, the other quantity will get decreased. Here what are two quantities we are considering? Area and resistance. Or else if one quantity is getting decreased, the other quantity will get increased. That means if area is less, resistance will be high. Let's take two different wires of same length but different area of cross section. Let's take this wire is X and this is Y. Let's write both the wires are having the same length over here, L and L. But the area of cross section is low. Here the area of cross section is high. For example, let's take it as 2E. And here the area of cross section is low. Let's take it as 8. Here, out of these two wires, which wire is thin and which wire is thick? Thick. Y is thick. So this wire is going to be thick. X is going to be thick, whereas Y is going to be thin. So how they'll be asking the question means through which wire the current flow can happen easily, either through a thick wire or through a thin wire. Now we'll write the relation. First we'll write the relation. For X wire we'll write. For X wire, area of cross section is high or low? High. If area is high, resistance will be low. So the current flow will be high. Now come to the Y wire. Compared to X, the area of cross section is low. If area is low, resistance will be high. Flow of current will be decreased. That means through which wire the current is flow easily over here? X. That means a thick wire or a thin wire? Thick wire. So from this you can say, if area of cross section of the conducting metal is high, current flow can happen easily. Current flow can happen easily. Next. The explanation is given over here. How it depends upon the nature. So nature in the sense, for example, let's take two wires are there. One wire, it's made up of a material called as copper. And another wire is made up of a material aluminum. Whether these two materials will have the same amount of resistance, the resistance will vary from one conducting material towards the other conducting material. Not only this alone, even if you are taking a conductor and a insulator, whether both will have the same resistance? No. For example, let's take copper and here let's take it as wood. So copper will be having less resistance, whereas wood will be having very high resistance. So that is the reason wood is not going to allow the electric current to pass. Next one is, how is going to depend upon the temperature. The resistance is directly proportional to the temperature of the conducting material. That means if temperature is high, resistance will be high. If temperature is low, resistance will be clear. And let's take a two condition. There are two wires are there. One wire is having a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and another wire is having a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Yeah. In these two wires, through which wire the current can flow easily? Extra wire. Extra. Why? Because here the temperature compared to Y is less. Temperature is less. The resistance will be less. Current flow will be here. Temperature is high. Resistance will be high. And current flow will be low. So in order to remember this one, you just remember three letters alone. R, T, I. And social will be reading no right to information. Yeah. In that, just remember the first three letters alone. Here R stands for resistance. T stands for temperature. I stands for current. Yeah. Increase, increase, decrease. R. Decrease, decrease, increase. That means if temperature increases, resistance increase, current flow decrease. If temperature decrease, resistance increase, current flow will get increase. So why it's happening like this means, whenever we are increasing the temperature of the conducting material, the mobility of electron will get increased. The mobility of electron will get increased. That means the speed of the electron, movement speed of the electron will get increased. And due to the increase in the speed, what will happen means one electron will go and collide with other electron. That means collision of electron will take place. Due to the collision of electron, what will happen means the resistance of the conducting material also is going to get increased. So due to the increase in the resistance, the current flow will get decreased. This is why explanation and all they won't ask because it is not there for us right now. We just remember this alone, but know the reason. Yeah. If temperature increases, mobility will get increased, and due to that, collision of electron will take place. And due to the collision, resistance will get increased. And due to the increase in resistance, less amount of current will pass. Next.